Hello. Hi everyone, I'm Mac Abram. There is something I've learned something. All right, I need to make sure my microphone is over on this side so that when I lean forward, I'm not cut off with half my head. Okay, so here's what I found out. So check this out. More lizard parties, sure. Get the lizards all over the place. You'll be able to see this under all the lizards. Okay, this is an old issue that I ran into a while back, and I was like, what is going on here? How do I deal with this? So notice on the left side of the screen here, look at the shadows. Well, bad example. Did I not? Let's see here. Pass. And then just delete all this. Pretty good shadow. Well, no. Hang on. I need to show you the bad shadows. I need to show you the problem with the shadows. I hope that you're going to see the problem with the shadows, because I'm pretty sure I fixed it. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Look what's happening here. What's going on there? Huh? What's happening there? There were lizards, Willow. There were lizards. Welcome in, Willow. Happy to have you. All right, look at this crap. Look at this. Okay, you know what's happening here? When an object goes off screen, like this pipe here, it is no longer being drawn. Imagine, if you will, taking a picture of a busy scene, like you're in the middle of a crowded street, you take a picture, and you have someone, you want someone to paint the picture on you want someone to paint a picture of a crowded street on a canvas. That person is not going to draw the people that are behind him, because they're not going to show up on the canvas. Like, if he started slapping some paint down on that side, there's no canvas for the paint to hit, so it's like, you don't need to bother drawing those people that you can't see. Only draw the people that are going to be in the final painting, okay? Computers are pretty good with some tricks of doing something similar. Each of these little pipe sections is its own 3D model. And as soon as it goes off the side of the screen here, it's no longer being drawn. The computer knows, I don't need to draw that thing anymore. It's not visible, so I'm not even going to draw it. The problem that I'm finding, at least with Godot, and maybe there's some setting that automatically corrects this. I haven't found anything that automatically does it. But the shadow is still tied to that. So because that object, this little segment of pipe, since it's no longer on screen, its shadow disappears because, well, we don't need to draw the pipe, right? Which means it has no shadow. Oops, that's a problem. The way I'm fixing it is this right here. I'm adding, for every object, when we load a room, every object I'm saying, draw it until it is at least 100 units off screen. And you know what? I bet that would fix our issue in the hub. I haven't found a way to completely turn off that little, it's called culling. It's a culling system. I haven't found a way to just outright turn it off, and I know why it's there. It's inefficient to draw every object even if you can't see it. Yeah, culling. So I'm just giving it a little extra margin. I'm saying, I know you think this is off screen, but draw it anyway until it's at least 100 meters off screen. Hi, Al. Everyone missed the intro today. Happy Lizardmas. And I hear it's also Lizardmas Eve. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that fixes that. I wonder I really wonder, will that fix that issue that we were seeing in the intro, now that I kind of know what's behind it? Like, now that I know what the issue is, could we see if that fixes this? Could always be true. Hub A. Okay, let's see if this fixes this. Because you were sort of sad about the lizard not having toes, not being cute. I remember that. Okay, I think that does actually fix that, weirdly enough. Good, good. Put it all on lizard. What's that? I do want this orange. Yeah, I want this orange. Okay, so let's see. Sad about the lizard not having toes. Right. Whereas I held to, this lizard is cute. You may not see it from my perspective, but I have made a cute lizard. But it is my own personal brand of cute lizard. It is like I tell my child many times, different people like different things, and that's okay. Let's see here. Trolling. Covering everything in lizards. Lizards are generally cool. Look, if it wasn't lizards, it would be mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I know I mentioned this in a recent, I don't even know if it was my stream, but some recent stream, I mentioned that Hovercat, if she's out and she sees a mushroom, she will send a picture of it to me. Because she knows that I love just looking at a mushroom. Can we put mushrooms in Dabble World? We have mushrooms in Dabble Worlds. They're an item in Dabble Worlds that are extra bouncy. There's a few different types of mushrooms. Heck yes, Willow. Hi, Dooku. I think it's just I don't get to see them a lot, and so it's something about like, oh, a mushroom. Look at that. It's just like in the pictures, just like in the storybooks. A real mushroom, because I'm very much I like the convenience and safety that goes along with city life. Well, you know, relative safety. I like the civilization and being close to things and not alone in the wilderness. And so I don't see mushrooms very much because they don't like growing in parking lots. No. Okay, me and Hovercut's first place that we lived in together, we had a really tiny yard, and one time some mushrooms sprouted, and this is not an exaggeration. They were easily a full foot around, like a full 1 foot diameter. They were very short, not like a sturdy stem, but I was like, oh, look at this. We had a sense of pride. We did nothing to make them grow, but we cherished them. I don't remember the fate of the mushrooms. I think eventually we had to mow the grass, and so we weren't gonna just mow around them. So I think we harvested them. And in our current neighborhood, just down the road, there is one yard that every fall, a lovely little fairy ring pops up. And it goes away in the winter, and then we just wait for next year to see it again. And you get some really good mushrooms from that. We do not talk to the fairies, I'm afraid. Okay, so this right here, we added this on room load a while back because I was thinking like, of course I can add a reflection probe to everything, but then we learned, oh, actually that needs to be kind of a as needed sort of thing. But we were able to still use it anyway. Yeah, so reflection probe is a way of sort of cheating a reflection into the game. In a video game 3D rendering environment, light is not really being accurately simulated. It's all cheats. We're not in real life, in reality, light is emitted from some source. It bounces off of surfaces. Maybe the angle changes because of refraction or something, and it absorbs some color, some wavelengths from the light particle or wave. There's a duality there. And then it strikes your eye, and any of those little bits of light that strike your eye, those form an image. But in video games, we don't do it that way. We kind of cheat a lot, at least modern engines. There is what is it? What do you call it? Ray tracing, which kind of does the inverse of that. Instead of light bouncing everywhere and then just whatever happens to hit the simulated camera gets rendered, it kind of does an opposite simulation, which in it fires out one pixel, one ray per pixel, or so, I don't know exactly on the details, but it kind of simulates the reverse. Like, okay, what if your eye was shooting out beams in every direction? What would those beams hit? You know, well, this one's gonna hit this mirror, so it's actually gonna bounce. This one's gonna hit this red wall, so that pixel needs to be red, and so on. Current and historical mainstream graphics engines work a little bit differently. Everything gets broken down into usually triangles or quads or some other easy to calculate shape. And then we just kind of go in order from back to front and just draw them one at a time in order. That is why culling is so important, because, you know, hey, this gear over here has a lot of triangles. If the camera happened to be looking over here, we could just ignore all of those triangles when we're doing the drawing, and that's a lot less triangles to draw. But yeah, that's the idea, is that every single triangle we paint onto the screen based on the lights and the distance and fog and whatever other effects we're simulating. Very cool thing. But reflections are tricky. They complicate things a lot. And typically there's a few ways to handle reflections in video games. One is you just don't. There are no mirrors. Nothing actually reflects. You know, oh yeah, there is a mirror in this haunted house, but it's broken, so we don't have to deal with it. There is a mirror in this bathroom, but the camera never points at it, so we don't even bother rendering it. That kind of thing. You just don't have a reflection. A more common low effort way, I'm not gonna say low effort, low performance cost way, a cheap way to do it, is just have a texture that represents the mirror. Think of that as light blue with some diagonal lines. You can't actually see anything in it, but it's like, that's the mirror, don't worry about it. It's like, okay, it's not a true reflection, it's just an image of what a reflection might look like. And then you get into things like reflection probes, which is what we are doing here. Can you even see this? Oh yeah, you can just barely see the reflection of that fan up there. But it's not a true reflection. This right here is using, it's really dark, so you may not see it. On my screen, it barely shows up. You can see how these pipes don't actually line up right. Like if this was a true reflection, it would look like the pipes kind of just continue through the floor, but it's just kind of a close enough reflection. That's doing a reflection probe. When will my reflection show? These are, so the idea here is that we set a point in space and say, pretend this is where the camera is sitting. Grab everything from that when this scene loads, and then use that one snapshot as a texture on this. So it's not a true reflection, but it's like, well, for most cases, it'll be close enough. And so that's what we're using in this room. Cricket, we've cracked the code here. I was having such an issue. Each of these pipe segments is its own node. And I was noticing, because I'm not doing perspective, I'm doing frustum. I'm doing the thing where the parallel lines stay parallel in the vertical axis. When I was walking along this pole, the shadows were popping in. I was like, what in the world? How are the objects getting cold so soon? And then, like, as soon as the pipe gets off screen, it culls it, and the shadow disappears with it. I'm like, oh, well, that's crap. Turns out you have a extra cull margin property here. So I'm just automatically bumping that up when the scene loads on everything in this room, because there's not much in it, honestly, and I think we can afford the performance hit. Anyway, let's go back to Hub A. Okay, so we need to hook this hub up. This is what I've got right now. This is the entry point to the back zone. I'm trying to plug things together a little bit here. We'll do our little fade out. And then we slide on up here. And now you can't see it, but there's an invisible transition point here. I need to put an actual door here. And then that's gonna put you into back room A, with just a tiny little timing puzzle. Jump on the things, go up the things. You can actually do a little speed skip here. That now takes you to back room B. This is where the rats are gonna show up. It's a little bit undecorated, and I get a little bit of clipping here, and I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this vis-a-vis the camera. Like, I think I may need to give the camera a little bit of collision. I don't want to do full spring arm, because I do want the camera to be able to like conceal you a bit. I think that's okay. But I need to give it a little bit of collision or something that it can like get stuck on stuff and then snap back. Or, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Then you can go around. And there'll be a little battle here that if you're quick on your feet, you can get around it. And then this is going to lead to the next zone, which I haven't actually made yet. So it just leads you back where you started right now. All right, so we are going to make a little exit here. What is that going to look like? It's going to look like a CSG box 3D. Set to subtraction. Where is it going to be? Over here. It's coming along. We're getting there. We got a ways to go, but I think it's gonna turn out really good. think I want to make it 3 wide and 3 tall. And then rotate it downwards as well. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. Let's get that up a little. Oop, not size, position. Can I get that right like that? Actually, you know what? We should back door. Bring this back by 1. Duplicate. Can I, in some way, make a tiny little... This is going to be very inexact, I think, which is fine. Just going to kind of get a feel for it. Yeah, this is what we're trying to do here, is line these up. Okay, that does give me a door, which looks all right, which means I can now send this back into this door a bit. And the enter point, we can now move that to like here. Bring it up a bit. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's check to see if that's functional. And if so, we'll decorate it a bit. Give it a little bit of a rim. Maybe I need to make it so that the partner always follows a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right of you. Oh, I didn't turn collision on for this. Hang on, hold that thought. Collision on. Okay, now we have collision. Good. And camera snapping has some issues. All right, that's fine. We can get around that. But that looks all right. Cool. Okay, what I want then is for this to be a thicker wall. No, wait. What? What animation tracks are related to that? There's no animation tracks related to that. Okay, make it really big. And then move these into here. And now we should have hopefully everything's still lined up, a thicker version of this. Yeah, it just kind of terminates with a wall, but that's actually fine. There we go. This is what I wanted to click on. Zoop. There. Now you won't even know. Now you won't even tell. Okay. Now we need to add a new node 3. We're going to call this back wall trim. We're going to move it to be way over here. Just close enough that we can actually work with it reasonably. All right, add to that a CSG box. Beautiful box right there, if I do say so myself. Okay, get it right around there. And now stretch it out until it just barely goes past the edges of this door. It can even go into the ground. Give it a good texture of, let's do this darker, oxidized. Is it this one? Yeah, that is the one. Bring this up. There. All right. Now, duplicate, child object, subtract, and make it slightly smaller in every direction. Lizard party, let's go! But bigger in the Z direction. There we go. Trim. We have trim. It was that easy. I'm gonna make this trim a little bit bigger, I think. And a little taller. That looks all right. And I am gonna turn collision on. Butterflies on mushrooms. Okay. Butterflies on mushrooms. We have to learn how to do a decent particle system. All right, a place for butterflies. This is not the place for butterflies. This is a place for rust and refuse and mildew. The place for butterflies is 100% Chapter 1, Scene F. This is a place for butterflies on mushrooms. This guy right here would love to see some butterflies on mushrooms. There's a place for everything, and everything must be in its place. All right. So we're gonna grab a mushroom, because we already have a little mushroom that we can throw in here. So we're gonna plop a little mushroom down. We're gonna change his color a little bit though. We're gonna change his color just a little bit. Is it this one? Oh wait, that's the stem. This one right here. We're gonna give him a lovely red hue. Give him some good old-fashioned whimsy. Should we give him solidity? Yeah, he's fine with no solidity. This is not a solid mushroom right here. This mushroom is just a fun little detail to add some color and wonder to the world. All right, what we are gonna try here. Node 3D. Mushroom decor. Right there is mushroom decor. Mushroom is going to go under that. And also a particle system here. All right, particle system. How does this work? All right, first we have to create a sub-emitter. Is this a sub-emitter? Maybe. It's a simple mushroom. It's a simple mushroom. And then we also need a draw pass, which is just gonna put down a little plane mesh here. How does this work? GPU part, okay, so process material. Tell it what to do. All right, there's a start. This is gonna become a thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. How do we make... Oh boy. What's going on here, Short? We are gonna play with particle effects. No, this is good. This is good, Willow, because every unknown is merely a challenge to learn something new and put another tool in our toolbox. There are any number of ways to solve a problem in game development, in programming in general. There is no one right answer, but the more things you know how to do, the more options you have, and the better prepared you are to select the correct, most efficient, most time efficient, maintainable. You can maximize for any parameter. You can say, I need to do this the fastest, and the more options you have, the better. I need to do this the most stable. Again, the more options you have, the more better. Yeah, you can quote me on that. Now, I still have not fully figured out how to do these things. Oh, thank you for the follow. Where'd my little notification pop up? Why am I not getting that? Maybe he'll show up. Is he gonna show up? I need to move my follow notifications to native Twitch alerts because they are much more maintainable than the homegrown solution I've got right now. All right, so let's see here. Is this what we want to do, really? Is a particle effect... Particle effects can be good for what we want, but we'll see, we'll see. Display, animation. There's a lot of options here. Acceleration. 1. Okay, so now things are floating up. Time. Lifetime. Things can last... Each butterfly can last 10 seconds. A mushroom texture you can use to make paths for whimsy. I love whimsy. Explosiveness. What does that do? Okay, interesting. Randomness. No, that's going to change the randomness of the time. Well, that might actually be nice. Okay. Drawing. No thanks. Trails. No. Okay, the material and the draw pass. The draw passes is what do you want to draw with each particle? In this case, we're just saying draw a square. It's fine. Doesn't matter. But what we can do is... What does this do? Ooh, okay. Huh. Huh. What does that do? Not much. Turbulence. Whoa, that's taking some time. Huh. Okay, so things are just floating away from it and wiggling around in the wind. Interesting. I kind of love that. I kind of love that. That's fun. Actually, if we have no base acceleration, no gravity, then what would things do? Oh no, they need a little bit of something for the turbulence to take hold. But they all go together, which isn't good. I kind of think that particle effect is the way to go with this The reason I think so is because I could very easily program something that says, all right, take this texture and follow a line and follow these rules, but that's gonna put more strain on the CPU versus if you just offload it to particle effects, that's usually 3D accelerated. So that means your video card does the work, which is usually much better suited to these sort of calculations. So I don't want to change its scale, really. It's all turbulence. That's still all turbulence. If I say time, I can give it 10 minutes per butterfly. Or 40 seconds. I want them to kind of come back. I want them to stay a little bit. I thought I saw some kind of attractor. Acceleration, tangential, attractor interaction. Oh. Well, what is that? Can you explain that to me? Attractor. Not seeing anything. Cool. All right. Godot, attractor, 3D particle. Apply a force to all particles within their reach. Pull particles closer or push them away based on direction, blah, 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 blah. I don't think this is what I want. Let's try... How to make a butterfly flock in Godot using 3D shaders. Shade. It always comes back to shaders, doesn't it? GPU particles. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Show me GPU particles for butterfly. Oh, that's, well, that's 2D. Which, I mean, maybe... Maybe. It doesn't show how. It just like, here it is. I did it. Particle shader and mesh. Okay, this looks all right, I think. And there's no information on how they did it. Cool. Well, let's see. Looking at some of this information on particles. Like maybe we do just kind of make a set path. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be the contrarian here. I'm gonna make a little floaty butterfly fly around. Yes, but then they're just like flying away. There is a path 3D. And so I could easily... I could create a little path for some butterflies to find. Okay. So what do we do here? Add points. Is that it? Did we do it? Is that our path? Well, close. There's our path. And we could even, I think, yeah, move some individual bits around here. Like that. That's fine, I don't care. Okay. So then how do we make it follow a path, right? I guess what we need is a butterfly texture. So let's see here. We're gonna add this to scene. We're in F. Yeah, this is scene F. We're gonna add a new node 3D. Wait, no. Sorry, not that. We're gonna make a new scene, a 3D scene called Butterfly. Just one butterfly. And then save that to scene F. There it is, we got our butterfly. So it's gonna have a, let's take this path from here and smack it in here. There's our butterfly path. And then the actual butterfly mesh is gonna be in here. For now, it's just gonna be, we'll change this, but for now it's just a plane. There's our butterfly. And now we have to do a path follow. Is that right? We have to tell it what path to follow, I think. How do we do that? Set as a child of a path 3D. Oh, okay. And what is this going to do again? Isn't this going to follow it? Node takes its parent, returns the coordinate, given a distance from the first vertex. Nodes must be children of this node. Okay, got it. So the idea is if we put this under here, and we say, all right, do this. Okay, cool. Very nice. Okay, except for the offset. That's not great. We're gonna fix that. There we go. Now, oh yeah, looking good. Beautiful. First of all, just absolutely beautiful. I guess then we need an animation player. And we're just going to move on our progress ratio from 0 to 1, autoplay and loop. Great. Make that slower. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. All right. Let's get a little bit fancier, huh? Is it, Oh, okay, I see. We need to pick a front, I get. Well, no, it always treats that as the, we'll do like this, and then if we do this, yeah, all right, cool. All right, duplicate this mesh. No, wait, don't do that rotation. Do the rotation on this. And now this one, rotate on the x-axis. Move it a little bit this way. Oh, this would be easier if this was not rotated at all. you off of the path for a bit. Okay, so imagine then. We have this guy here. We're gonna make the cheapest little butterfly, discount butterfly you ever did see. There it is, looking good, looking good. It's gonna be pretty small, so you're not even really gonna notice. I don't want it to do... I don't want it to do culling. And let's give it a lovely little red color. There we go, looks good. And let's give it an animation. This is going to autoplay and loop. We are going to move the rotation of this. Point 1 here. And then here is going to be right. That's gonna be fun to deal with. So let's change this around a bit. You got me there. You got me there. This would be easier to do in a different way, and don't care. There we go. Plop it into there. Beautiful. Duplicate. And this one, plop it right there. Gorgeous. Add track for that rotation and that rotation. Yeah. Insert key. Insert key. Loop. Copy. Paste. This needs to be the negative of that to flip it around. I will be quite happy about it. Less detail is more detail. All right. Playback speed. Slower. Less toes are more toes. It's true. It's true. All right. Put it in the path follow. All right, hold on. Put it back. Put it back. Is that our first one right there? Yeah, that's our first one. Let's rotate this path follow node a bit. See if this is a little bit better for this. It's a little bit low, isn't it? Okay. A little bit of jerking around here. That's fine. Okay, that's a little bit nicer. I wish it was a bit smoother. It's doing a cubic interpolation, but it's not great. Is there a way to interpolate more smoothly, perhaps? Not that I can see. Oh, well, maybe on here? Nope, okay. And here? Nope, okay. Bake interval. Oh, there, hang on, there we go. That looks a bit better. So change that to 1. That smooths it out a bit. Change to 2. Yeah, okay. All right, mushroom. You may now enjoy the gift of a butterfly. I'm barely gonna be able to see this thing. More nodes. True, but apparently just bake interval also helps. Show me butterfly up there. Well, look at that. 1 butterfly. We're not here for 1 butterfly, are we, though? Are we, Willow? We're not here for 1 butterfly. I wish I could... I wish I could... I can! No, none of this. I wish I could. We can randomize the start of this. I wish I could. Path follow 3D. Dot progress ratio equals random float. And maybe we can modify... I think we can randomize the hue. Here's what we need to do. We need to clone the material, because right now every instance of this butterfly uses the same material. We can't do that. We actually need to have it duplicate the material before changing it, which I believe is clone. If I can find an example of us using that. No, it's not clone. Copy. Is it copy? Duplicate? What is this from? This is from... Oh, this is from an add-on. Okay, so this isn't the one I used. Only his color. So, Matt, go back to our painter analogy. So, we have a red butterfly, but the instructions for making a butterfly don't specify red. It instead says, use the first paint on the easel, or on the, what do you call it? It's not an easel, on the palette. Use the first color on your palette. So if we went into the code and said, whenever you make a new butterfly, whenever you're about to make a new butterfly, randomize the paint on your palette. Randomize that first paint. Well, that means that every frame when we draw the butterflies, we're still using the same color. It's randomized, but it's only the last randomization that sticks. So what we need to do is say, the $6 billion dupster. We need to say, every time we make a butterfly, make a new color on the palette, and then randomize that one, and use that for this new butterfly. It's not, is it duplicate, perhaps? Yes. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, all right, here we go. This is ugly. yeah, material.duplicate. Mesh instance, get active material, duplicate it. We're gonna try this. All right, butterfly. So we need to make sure that we take our butterfly and we grab this mesh instance and this other mesh instance. We're gonna call it wing 1 and wing 2. Mat material is get active material. I think that's what we want. It's really surface material, get surface material override. Get surface material 0. Duplicate that mat, that material. New mat dot albedo. No, not albedo. Why not albedo? Oh, dot color? No. You don't know what this is, do you? You don't know what this is. It's a standard material. New mat dot color, albedo color. Here we go. Is there a random color? Is there a random color? Color dot random? No. Color. Don't really know this one. Snow. Oh yeah, that is Majora's Mask, I think. Right? Isn't it? What was the one in Twilight Princess called? I don't actually remember. It's either Twilight Princess or Majora's Mask. They both had snowy dungeons that were in ruins. I won't tell you what kind of ruins. Let's see here. Godot random hue. Actually, maybe I could do it this way. Rand color equals color dot color dot color dot. Let's just pick a bright color like aqua, and rand color dot hue. Can we not set the hue? Is there a hue shift? We can do from HSV, which that might do what we need. Here's our good example. Because hue, we can just say, give me a rand float. Albedo, or alpha 1 value. Here we go. 100, saturation 0.72. So full brightness. All right, that should give us a random color. And now we can say wing1 dot set surface override material 0 to our new material. So every butterfly is personalized. Did that work? We're gonna find out. If everything went according to plan, then I can just slap a ton of butterflies down, and we should see an array of multicolored butterflies in random positions fluttering around. Well, I see 2. But they are randomized colors, which is good. Why only 2? There are more butterflies here. Did something go wrong? They are in positions. Can I view their material? Okay, that one's purple. Let me view a different one and see what's going on with that. That one is blue. I do not see the blue butterfly. Do not see it. Where is it? Where is the butterfly? Oh, I wonder if it's overlapping? Yeah, let me try hiding some of these butterflies. I know you guys can't see. It is, they're all overlapping. That's not right. That's not supposed to happen. This is supposed to say, set it to a random position to start with. But then the animation flips it around. Ah, haha. Okay, so instead of set the progress ratio, set the animation to a random spot in the road here. Seek to a random spot in the animation. Furthermore, I think we could randomize this path scaling a bit to make some of the butterflies go higher up than others. Let's see. Let's see what we get here. Should have 6 butterflies. Boo's big mouth. Oh ho ho ho. All right, right now their wing flapping animation is unfortunately very synchronized. And the scaling seems to have brought them, if anything, a little bit lower. And that is because if you scale this, yes, that's why, I see. Move that up there. And then move the path itself down. Great burrowing butterflies. All right, we're getting somewhere. I think these butterflies need to be a tad bit smaller. And then the animation of the wings. We need to randomize that as well. As well as the speed scale, I'd say. Give it a little bit of speed changes. 100 is something. Everybody loves 100 something. All right. Sorry, I went to the void. My bad. Accidentally went to the void again. And 1 praying mantis. Now that is looking like it. That's just a couple of rectangles. Look at that. Huh? Okay, next up is this other animation scale. We're gonna have that one also modify. And let's add a few more butterflies. Let's make it 8 butterflies. Too fast on the zipping about now. Or is it? I think minus this, or no, plus this, but then minus 1.0. For their size, yeah. Okay, let's see if this evens them out a bit. No, some of them are going backwards now, actually, it seems. That's not right. These are strictly clockwise butterflies. This looks pretty good, honestly. For what we did, we got away with a pretty nice little effect. It is in their nature, Willow. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's very reusable. Well, see, one thing we could do... Yeah, fish would definitely require a little bit more modification. So one thing we can do, make a new scene. Butterfly swarm. And it is, in fact, just this. Then delete this and replace it with butterfly swarm. And now we can just put that in places. So like over here in room D. Hey, look at this area behind the fence. Wouldn't that be cool if there was a butterfly swarm there? Something cool to see. I'm gonna change this slightly to. This isn't gonna change the final effect since it just rotates. What this is gonna do though is make it clearer to me when I'm plopping this down what the extents are of this range of butterflies. Yeah. We could put the path on a path. Oh, see, that's lovely. That's lovely. Birds in the background. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Al? What's wrong with Kat? She is my faithful partner. She's just following me. Yeah, that's totally doable. She's fine. I don't know what you guys are worried about. It's a normal thing for her to do. She does it all the time. Can't stop her. We're getting close to connecting this zone with the hub, which is really weird. All right, there we go. Butterfly swarm. It was, yeah, that was a good one to add. I especially like that it's very much something I can slap anywhere to add just a little bit of flavor to things. Yeah, just a fun little detail. That's what the world needs. Here's the problem. The world needs a million little details like that. But it's fun. I may improve the model a bit later, honestly. Yeah, I know you do. So if we do plan on reusing that same setup, we are going to have to make it easier to change. Like, because as it stands right now, if I wanted to change it, I'm gonna have to duplicate this, swap out all of these, modify blah 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 blah, whatever. So we don't want to prematurely abstract things out, but we do need to have that in the back of our mind. All right. What were we doing? We were working on this connection, I think. Or we made this connection, didn't we? Like that's I think that's done and working. A mushroom path texture. Like one of these painterly textures for like a solid. I can't just like slap it. Well, I can. I should not just slap a plane on top of ground to make a path. I'm still trying to come up with the proper way to do paths. What if you made NPCs that don't have collision, aren't interactable, just sort of walk between buildings and things like they're about on daily business? I've considered it would be fun, especially in this zone where, let's see. Oh, because I've got Twitch has focus. In this zone right here, the fact that this is a loading zone is super handy because, yeah, NPCs can walk through here and you can't follow them. So they can just go about on big loops and it's just like, they go somewhere and then they come back out another way and that's fine. They could have things to say even if it's not much of anything important. But it would be like someone that you see and then they kind of stop somewhere else for a while and it's like, well, if you might see them sometimes. Especially if I randomize the starting point of their path. Bears, I don't know about. Raccoons, I think so. I could definitely see raccoons fitting in the aesthetic of this world pretty well. Yeah, I do need to figure out exactly how this area is going to shape up. We've got like a very rough outline. We have to be careful about putting much in place, especially big things, because of the set camera pattern that we're using here, where if the camera is like looking at you and you're behind something, it's like I don't want to do like fade out stuff, and I would just rather just not have a situation where this happens. But we'll see. Thought we figured out that dumb shadow issue though. That's good. We do need to get that going because we're almost there. This door leads to here. You go up there and that leads to here. And I think the next one up, maybe this is where you wind up at the city. Or at least very close to it. Do we start the city? My original idea for the city was it was going to have lots of little secret spots and stuff, but I think it's going to be a lot more like the room with the 1,000-year door in Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door, wherein there's like it's mostly just this one thing that you're here for. Okay, let me think. Here's what you need. We need the initial zone where the game actually begins. Well, hidden spots and stuff, that's going to be more for these areas. There need to be a handful of areas where it's like there's nothing hidden here. I'm being very open. This is all there is. You don't have to look around all these little nooks and crannies. Okay, so the actual city, the surface of the city. We need some kind of building of sorts where Dabble starts the game. Just a random boss fight hiding around. Now there's a fun idea. We need the initial spot where he gets zapped awake by a lightning strike in the game's opening segment. He starts in kind of like I don't know if it's going to be like a repair facility or a charging port or something, but it's in the actual city because he gets kind of zapped awake by a lightning strike. We're going to open on a rainy night, a dark and stormy night, and then lightning strikes a lightning rod. That's kind of our wake you up. Game is starting. Get ready. And then we're gonna see kind of the wire sort of glow blue, probably, honestly, light blue. And then Dabble is gonna do some kind of animation and pop out of a charging slot or something. Eventually, yes, but not for a while. That would be interesting. That'd be a fun little twist of like something else is also looking for the MacGuffins. Did you know about that? It's like, uh-oh, what? So you wake up and you have a very short tutorial on movement, which is basically just to get you acquainted. Like, are you holding your controller the right way? Are you trying to use the D-pad? Because this game you use the stick. Or if you're using keyboard, it's like, all right, do you have your binding set up? Let's just test that real quick. Just, can you move to the end of the room real quick? Yes or no? Let the player make sure they've got that. Give the player the very basic operation of press button to open door. Cool. And all the while, you're going to see Cat silhouetted against lightning strikes. So every time there's a flash, you're going to see her, like, moving away. And so you're kind of like following her, but also kind of this invisible guide of, all right, go to the middle of the city. And then we're going to put you into, after you get out of that little tutorial zone, we're going to slap you into the room that we're about to get to, which is the main city square on the surface. And this will have a very clear path towards a very obvious, you go here kind of thing. And that normally would lead to the door. But instead, you fall through a hole. You get lost in a handful of rooms that look like this. And then you'll fight some rats, save Cat. The two of you work together to find your way out. And that puts you in the hub. Maybe there's a little cinematic or communication or something, but basically like, all right, we got to get back there. Dabble's gotta finish his mission of like going to the center of the city like he knows he's supposed to, but he doesn't know why. And Cat's like, oh, and my stuff's gone. So yeah, I guess we do. Fine, let's go. I know a way. And then you go through these back rooms to get back up to that room. But this time, okay, what is going on with the bridge? So the bridge has collapsed. So what does that mean then? Gear tutorial, perhaps it's time for a gear tutorial right there. No, gear tutorial is while you and Cat are escaping together. She can't get out without you using your gear. Yeah. It could be that the same structural decay that has caused the bridge to collapse has revealed an alternate path. So the bridge is out, but hey, I see a way we can get around over there. That will work. Let's do that. And so that means when I'm building out this area, I need to leave room for some kind of alternate path. Is there a jumping tutorial? I think in the charging station, there will be a basic, like, do you know what button is jump? In the form of like, all right, you find yourself in this cluttered room. You need to get to the door and use it. Cool, easy. Yeah. Let's get out the old drawing pad and see if we can put some ideas down and make something of this. I'm trying to work us toward, like, we started kind of like in the middle of chapter 1, and now I'm trying to kind of work our way back towards the beginning of the game, because that's how we get a full demo, a full working demo. New image. Let's make this one 800. We're gonna try doodling a bit here. See if we can come up with something that looks good, or at least kind of spark some inspiration. An item tutorial. Oh, this is sounding familiar. You hear that? He knows about timed hits. Okay, the city. So I'm thinking very obvious, like, path. That's gonna be the bridge. So it's gonna be like this very fancy arches and such. Towards some kind of like big gate. Portcullis. Where is this place in relation to Drain Pipe? The city is straight up. So it is that. It is that area up there. So I want there to be a recognizable landmark of sorts that you can see from a distance, so that when we pull the camera out, you get an idea like, oh, that's where we were. We were up there. Huh, okay, I gotcha. So I'm thinking really big door. And this is important. You need to be able to see a face in this main structure. I'm thinking gears, but like half gears of some kind. Like, let's Let's see, what would this look like? Something like this. Do we want to flip that maybe? What's the button for vertical? Is there not a button for, oh, no, hang on. Image. Alright, you know what, I can just do it this way. Oh. Maybe like this or something, I don't know. So the reason that is important is because later in the game, I need these gears to turn to appear to be more menacing. These gears will not have spider webs. There shouldn't be anything biological living up here. Maybe something, oh, that might be it. Like have a bar across it to represent like a closed eyelid. So it's like the city is asleep. The city is asleep. And the idea is that maybe in the original like opening cinematic of the game, we get something like this where it's like, oh yeah. And the city was alive and prosperous, and doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then the gate looks like this goofy thing here. But then when you actually get here, the gears are in this position. And then much later in the game, you get something like this. Will there be a little movie before the game starts? So typically what you get in these games is a quick lore dump about the history, but it has to be pretty quick to keep players' attention. Thousand Year Doors went on for like... Thousand Year Doors opening story, I feel like goes on for like 3 or 4 minutes or something. So I don't want mine to be super long. And I'm gonna wake him up with the lightning strike. Actually, yeah, I think what we can do is kind of have a sepia tone storybook storybook. What I'll probably do is I'll probably take screenshots of the city and then do a paint over to make it kind of illustration-y. Will the eyes open as they bring the city back to life? Something like that. That's the general idea, is that while the city's alive, these gears will be turned in such a way that they look more like open eyes rather than sleeping eyes. Can we get away with like another set of gear to be like this? Some other gear maybe? Like a gear behind it that's basically the same kind of thing. Like something like that, where it can very clearly read as that, and that way when it needs to actually transition, one gear can spin fast and one gear can spin kind of slow, but then they like come to a halt at whatever the appropriate animation requires. That could be cool. I like that. Okay, so that gives you the immediate reading of sleeping, hopefully. Also, I want the main color of this area to be like all the texturing on walls. I want it to be kind of a white, a clean white brick. kind of a castle sort of thing going on. A parts ceremony. I don't know what that would be. When the game starts, there won't really be... Well, when you actually gain control of the game and can start influencing the world, the city will already be sort of in stasis. There's Keystone there. So this is the bridge that will fall at the beginning when you try to cross it. And we need an alternate path. Don't know what that will be. But this will be like the main thing. Ah. I mean, I guess you... Oops, I ran out of music. Starting. I didn't have loop on. Shuffle on, please. Oh, part cemetery. I read that as part ceremony. There will be other robots, and you will see them all around, just kind of shut down. But they won't be in any one particular place. But it will all be in this zone of the game, where no one really travels. Okay. So we'll have something kind of like this going on for a sort of main entrance. But let's zoom out a bit on this. Okay. So what does the area at large around this look like? We need, again, something that can kind of be a, that we can kind of see a face or a creature in. At some point in the game. There should be tons of vines. It should all look overgrown. I can accept that. Part of it is like the lower areas, absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. Like the lower areas are gonna be like we're gonna have more than just this. But yeah, there'll be vines and like greenery growing all around, and everything's kind of completely engulfed, and a lot of the rooms around. Yeah, definitely lots of vegetation growing and things. I really like how this room turned out, honestly. It even has a lizard or two. The bridge will definitely be in need of repair because it's going to collapse in like the first 5 minutes of the game. So let's see here. What do we want to see? What do we got? Captain, permission to come aboard. Get on in here. Welcome, Captain Enosa. I hope your stream went well. Welcome, Raiders. Willow, hit him with the lizards. Actually, you might not have any lizards left. I don't know. Croco Raid. Welcome in. There we go. Bring on the... Oh, double lizard. All right, bring on the lizards. Everybody, welcome in. I am Dobbs, hobbyist game developer, professional web developer, and we're working on a 1,000-Year Door game. If you're familiar with Paper Mario, the old Paper Marios, the good Paper Marios, that is the exact micro-genre I'm targeting. And we've actually made a lot of progress. We've got a couple rooms or so. Ladybugs already. Man, thank you for that lizard party. Oh, and thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. Keep the lizard. The lizards are going. Every time you redeem lizard party, we get another 30 seconds of lizards on the screen. They don't overlap. They just queue forever. Ladybugs. I don't know how we're gonna do ladybugs. They're a lot harder to. Oh boy. All right, more lizards coming. Thank you for that follow. All follows are anonymous. Much appreciated. I'm glad I reduced that to 300. so that everyone gets the full enjoyment. So tonight, let's... ladybugs. I don't know how we're going to make a good-looking ladybug. We cheated hard on the butterflies. Yeah, all right, let's go. Let's jump into the game. Captain gave me permission. All right, fine. Captain did give you permission. You got me there. You've got me there. This is the wrong room. I meant to go to this room. And we're going to take a look at the butterflies that we made. At least an update of their game. Spent the last couple hours playing it. What type of game is it, if you don't mind me asking? I do like, believe it or not, I do like video games. So tonight's project was this lovely little low poly butterfly swarm. It's a little bit of path follow magic and randomizing materials, and that's it. Very, very low tech solution. That's just animation players. I thought about using particle effects at first. Hey, did you guys know there's no collision over here? That's cool. I should probably fix that someday. I think it should work. Yeah, I'll take a look at it after stream if I can get it working. Well, anyway, we made butterflies tonight. Need to fix. Oh, thank you for the reminder. So this is how the game is looking so far. We got some NPCs. We've got a dozen or so rooms that we can walk through. There's another swarm of butterflies with a mushroom. We got this happy little frog. Oh, look at this guy. Now that is a lizard. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. All right, cool. The frog is great. He's a great guy. That's not what he used to say. I just had to test the choice stuff, so I deleted his dialogue. We're all very proud of the frog. Butterflies, huh? Into ladybugs. Turning butterflies into ladybugs is... All right, so there's our butterflies. That's just a copy-pasted path. Don't worry about it. Well, I just don't know how to represent a ladybug so that it reads as a ladybug easily. It's certainly not going to have the randomized material going on. Like, I guess it would just be a billboarded sprite. Let's just do a billboard sprite 3D. Yeah, it's gonna be very tiny. We're just gonna do 2 frames. We're just gonna do a little 2-framer, tiny little ladybug. Let's see what we can do. A ladybug. It doesn't need to be a great ladybug. It just needs to be. Well, it needs to have red. Okay. What does a ladybug look like when it's flying? Like, it's not just gonna look like, I could, right off the, oh man, their wings are huge when they're flying, right. It's kind of like deploys the wings. All right, deploy the wings, right? Yeah, and then we need the translucent-y ones. Okay. Translucent wings there. And then it's kind of beetly underneath that. Wait, This is not translucent at all. I have to lower the opacity to make it translucent. Or better yet, try that again, but actually use a lower opacity brush so that I can have varying degrees of opacity. Okay. Give this ladybug a few spots here. 3 big spots. A game where your spaceship solves problems for critters. That's pretty different, I'd say. I have had a spaceship game idea in mind for a while now, but I have... Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. All follows are anonymous. I have not found a time to work on anything else. Like, this project is going to take my life for the next 3 years easily to keep at it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, that looks awful. This should be on top, I guess, for one thing. Sure, that looks great. This is the music that's going to play when you're in that abandoned city. It's very kind of sparse. Casual did a really good job on it. Duplicate. Mirror. Yeah, that's probably fine right there. All right, is that a ladybug? Is that a ladybug? That's recognizable, I think. Okay, so now we're gonna take this, group it, duplicate the group, move it down here, and then wiggle everything. There you go, Willow. Stalk everyone. Okay, there we go. See, we're just gonna kind of wiggle all the things. A little bit. Okay, there we go. There's our 2-frame butterfly. It's gorgeous. Do I want an outline on this? Can make fireflies from it later. Maybe we can. I feel like I would draw fireflies completely different from this, from how this looks. Let's see, give me this brush here. All right, I think that's reasonable right there. I do remember when we played Factorio. It was, yeah. It was a good one. That was a good one. All right, save as PNG butterfly. Okay. Let's get back into here now. Butterfly, butterfly. Okay. Why did I call it butterfly? This is obviously the ladybug. What am I... What are you guys letting me get away with? Ladybubs. Slip, 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 slip. Okay, so we're gonna take butterfly here. We're gonna duplicate it, but call it ladybug. Do ladybugs usually swarm? I don't think they do. But we can have a ladybug. Beautiful. Next up, we enable the region and say 50-50. Next up, we do billboard enabled. There we go. Good, good. Don't enable tilt on this, I don't think. There we go. Now we need for an animation player here to manage the Sprite 3D's region. Set this to discrete. And that's going to be 50. And there we have it. Now we can just set this animation speed to whatever looks appropriate. Let's play it. Autoplay and loop. Pretty good. I think we can double that. What do you think of that? But wait, that's not all. Ta-da! Yeah, we got the we got the problem kind of solved with the butterfly, and then we just had to. So we're doing a very particular thing that Willow, you may not be familiar with this, so you're gonna have a little lesson here. Something called billboarding. So what is billboarding? Well, let's throw a ladybug sprite into the world here. Billboarding, yeah, like a billboard. So notice, it is a rectangle. When I view it from the side, it is very thin. And when I view it up front, it's flat. This is not something we want the player to see. This is weird. And so we can turn on a feature that has been around basically since 3D graphics, a feature called billboard, which means no matter which angle we're facing, the image is always drawn completely flat towards the camera. It's almost like it is turning to face us. There are two modes of this. The normal mode, just it always faces us no matter what. Or we can do a Y billboard, which means that it will rotate, but as though it is like on a stake in the ground. It can only rotate around this way, but it cannot rotate up and down. So it can still go flat from below. That is what we've got on this one. That is the effect we want for our particular genre of game. Things are flat, but some things we actually do want to follow the camera, and they will billboard, but not in a vertical direction. So there you go, ladybug. All right, Willow, where are we putting a ladybug? The scene here? Yes, because it's a paper game, so things still get seen as flat. All right. Ladybug is gonna show up. Let's see. Right around here, I think. I think around the greenery. A little shrubbery here. It's a little fast. A little fast there. Let's slow down this part of the animation to about half speed. And let's move that ladybug out a bit. It's looking for a flower. Exactly. That's exactly it. There he is. Kind of do wish he flipped horizontally to face the direction he's going. Flip H, huh? Flip underscore H. If I do this, is that going to immediately break when I load room D? Let's find out. No, it doesn't. So as long as I check it for null, then we should be okay. Flip H if we are moving to the right. How do we determine if we're moving to the right? That's a good question. How do we determine if we are currently moving to the right? I guess what we'd have to do is maintain a previous position. Don't love that. Let's just use global position. X delta equals global position dot X. Take the previous position out of that. If X delta is greater than 0, then flip. Whoops. Wrong scene to start. Can the animation player... It can control it. The problem is that I would have to... The animation player does not intrinsically know about things like the rotation of the node in space. So, for instance, if this ladybug was part of some other node that had been rotated by 180 degrees, well, it's still not doing it, so that's cool. Love that. Zero. Zero, 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 zero. Goal position. We do have... It's not changing. I know why it's not changing. Sprite 3D dot global position. Boom. I haven't looked at that. The only thing I saw... That's much better. That is much better. The only thing I saw in 4.4 that I'm looking forward to, which is a dumb thing, I really need to see what 4.4 is going to have. Here's what I've got a bug fix I'm waiting on, which is when you're doing... Look at this. Look at this. For some reason... look at this. The mesh lines on CSG geometries, they get shown even when the element is hidden, which is so silly. This is an invisible element. I've got visibility turned off, but it still shows the collision lines. Now you can turn off the collision lines, but I do want them for some things. Yeah, it's like, why? Why is that a thing? But it's fine. They're fixing it. I checked. I saw the bug report on it. I think it's merged and everything. Fingers crossed. It is a pretty ladybug. You're right, Willow. Let's just enjoy the ladybug for a bit. Let's bask in that. What did we finish tonight? We finished a swarm of butterflies and a little buzzy ladybug. Wait a second. Something's wrong with this ladybug. I think this ladybug is some sort of vampire. It has no shadow. Is that a thing that vampires do? I don't know, but we're gonna fix it. That's a flag we can just turn on with the alpha cut, I think. There we go, alpha cut pre-pass, and we have a shadow on the ladybug, which is much nicer. It grounds the ladybug, because earlier we could not tell like where it was. It was just like, is it just getting bigger and smaller? What's going on here? Animation timeline markers. Oh, okay. Oh, they're already on beta 1. All right, that's good. Let's see here. Animation timeline markers. Oh boy, there's a lot going on here. Where is this? These markers, GH91765. Okay, markers allow you to create sub-regions of animation that can be jumped to or looped without playing the entire animation. Okay. Interesting. Oh, let's see this example here. Hang on, I'll pull this up for you guys, because I'm sure everyone is very interested in this. So you can set a marker name. Okay. And you can jump to these. Well, for one thing, you can move them as sets. You can loop just a single, okay. Marker sets for animation. Marker keys that are inserted alongside the timeline can be used to play specific parts of the animation. A pair of markers called a section. All right, I'm digging it. There's now a play section method that can be used to specify a pair of markers to denote a section, and then you can loop on just that section. What could we do with that? Is there anything immediately that, like, we need to stop the presses and build around that for anything? And then you can use it with animation trees, which I've never really done much with the animation trees. As much like animation stuff as we've got going on, there's not much in the way of animation tree usage at all. That's fine. I am excited about 4.4. Okay, I need to close this ladybug thing. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Folks. Because we're getting close to the end of stream. What we are gonna do is we're gonna work a little bit more on this, not on this butterfly. Get this butterfly out of here. On the concept setup for the main city center, because this is gonna be the next major area we're building. So we're gonna try a few things here. Come up with some ideas. Where is that secret cat? Where indeed? I would have thought it would have shown up by now, and yet here we are. Okay, so I'm thinking, so we have this sort of mouth, this gear mouth, so that it's got eyebrows and eyes, sort of, but they're just sections of gears, so that we can turn the gears to change the expression at key points in the game. but it doesn't actually talk to you or anything like that. But it needs to have, I don't know, like I need a factory. I have some factory pictures saved because I'm like that. All right, look at this. Look at that. Now that is cool. Does this not fill you with vibes? Does this not reek of aesthetic? Okay, we need smokestacks. OBS is coming back. It's coming. I've got a green light from OBS now, which is a good sign. So here I am. I'm moving around. If you can see me, the code word is snail. I can't confirm that yet, Willow. All right, we're good. We're back. We're back. Okay. Before everything went terribly wrong, I was showing off this picture of a big factory. There's a steelworks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and it's really, really nice looking. It's got lots of fun little walkways and rails and wraparound stairs. This factory is in fact 100% covered in lizards. It's got these big tubes, smokestacks, and big tanks. What was in those tanks? I don't know. And I don't even know what's going on here. Like, this whole thing has this massive barrier around it, like a fortress wall, and I love that so much. I don't know what that's for. I don't want to know what that's for. I just love that it looks that way. So smokestacks would be good. Maybe even if we give it like some false perspective. Could we cheat some perspective to make it look like even cooler? Like that? Is that worth doing? Like by tilting things back, we don't even have to like tilt the camera up. It just automatically looks very tall and imposing. But we can in fact make it actually just actually very tall and imposing as well. All right, so we'll give it some big smokestacks. Oh, almost like a crown. And I guess if it's gonna have a crown, it should actually have a crown of sorts. All right, like a big gear that you can just barely see over the top of something else. Way too many lizards. You can never have enough lizards. Never enough lizards now. We'll have some kind of like big fat cylinders coming out of this. Crenellations? Is that what we got here? Like a factory of sorts, maybe? Or like a castle of sorts? Is that what we're gonna do here? Like this is the inner sanctum of sorts. Maybe. You can't have too many lizards, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. First of all. I don't know if I'd love that look. But like, this is boring. What about more gears? But then like, where they can't just be, well, they can. It can just be a bunch of connected gears. All right, hang on. We're just gonna make wiggly circles for the gears. It could just be a bunch of connected gears here without any discernible reason. Like just basically a wall of gears could be what we've got going on here. Like this just mess of tangled cogs of various types. So we got some of the like swirly ones with the kind of cool supports. Wait, that doesn't look good. It's like there's some kind of like spirally gear. I'm doing a very bad job of drawing it. I've got one in the battle transition that looks good, and then we got the just like the crossbar gear, just some other random type. We're just gonna throw a ton of gears in here, like some that are like this. Like we could just a mess of detail can be read as a single texture if it is carefully handled, but that may be what we do, with the idea being that this like big one stands out as being like bigger than the rest, bigger, more important. And then this is just like this swath of random noise. But then we got some big pipes leading in. Big old pipes coming in here. That's good. That's good. The gears don't really make a lot of sense there. What are these like piston things? Like a, you know, the Steam logo. Some kind of axle or something like that. Just some big bolts. Like a defense wall. Well, I don't know if it needs to look like a defensive wall or not. I'm not 100% sure on that. Some big chemical plant stuff, like big chemical tanks. Connect those with a big pipe, I don't know. I think this is good. I think this is enough things that we can build off of. The gears are gonna require some work. Like, I need to somehow build a, maybe even repeating texture. Or I can just build a bunch of 3D models of gears and just slap a ton of them together and just eat the triangle count. Just deal with it. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's what we're building up towards. Additionally, I think we're actually done for the night. We're gonna raid out. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. We stay up all night and work on this. I don't have work, but I do have a child. And so that's not happening. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Captain, thank you for the raid. And everyone that came in with that, thank you for the follows. I appreciate that. I've been working on this project for about 6 months now. And, you know, it is coming along. We're getting there. Various pieces are looking good. We have lots of systems in place. The plan is that this game is probably going to take at least 3 years to beat. Well, to beat, to make. But I would like to have a playable demo by this summer. Which I'm hoping we can hit that topic. No, but thank you, Willow. I'm gonna just slap an invisible wall there. Live service game. It has no ending. You just have to wait for the update that adds the ending. All right, we are gonna go hang out with Germdove, who's playing Undertale. Uh-oh. I wonder if he's gotten any new viewers tonight. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night. We will be back on this on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. At some point, we're gonna actually play some video games on this channel again. But I need to take advantage of this momentum. I need to keep pushing, keep producing this game. It's gonna be something. I can't get sucked back into Stardew Valley now. It's your favorite game. I know all the lore and stuff. I got very deep into watching playthroughs of it for a while, so I already know pretty much everything about it, but I've never played it. That's the same with my current game that I'm like looking at lots of playthroughs of is Slay the Princess. And he's basically trolling. Good. Yeah. Heads up for anyone who's never been to Germdove's channel here before. There's been a running gag in our circle for a while about, wouldn't it be really funny to do an Undertale playthrough and then ignore all of chat's advice and do all of the wrong decisions? It would be really funny. You're right, Germdove. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.